8?
You can scratch out 7 and 8 on the free response question. So again, this packet is due. FRQ is on separate paper. You're not trying to squeeze it all in there. Multiple choice, I'm fine if you try to squeeze it in the margins because a lot of those are quick enough that you can pull that off. So most of you will do that. And then again, video by Sunday night. The packet will be due Monday. And then on Monday, I'll have another packet for you, and we'll kind of do the same thing. Although we do have a test next week over the free response stuff that we just did and area and volume. Area and volume was the most recent test prior to this, so that should be relatively familiar. I guess as preparation, you could watch the area and volume video as well. I don't remember which one it is, but that would be another good review thing. So that's going to be the flow for the next 6 weeks or so. Give you a packet. I aim to do half of it, give or take, in class. That leaves you the other half at home, and one video per week, generally speaking. There's one week where we'll have 2 videos, but that's because there's basically nothing. I don't give you any extra work that week because it's a practice exam all week. So you can find time for 2 videos that week. All right. Finally, let's get to multiple choice number 3, or topic 3, applications of differential calculus. So applications of derivatives. So a lot of this is the same thing we did on worksheet 1 and 2. They've just worded it differently. So instead of saying find the derivative, they say find the slope of the curve. And so you know that slope means derivative. So we'll find the derivative, plug in the point, and be done. So 41, what's the derivative of y squared?
2y dy dx.
2y dy dx minus, and then you'll need the product rule. So why don't you take it from there? That should be a straightforward one. So there's the answer to 41. Down at 45, you said set it equal to 0. Set what equal to 0?
Set the equation.
The equation for what? It's a word I'm looking for there. I don't want to know where f of x is 0. That tells me the zeros of the equation.
F prime.
I want f prime because that tells me about increasing and decreasing. And this is a fairly easy f prime. Easy enough that I can put people on the spot as well. Andrew, you with us back there? Got this in the email yesterday, but seeing you guys reminds me to make sure I do it today. Belle, what is the derivative that I'm looking for there? 4x cubed minus 8x. Right. So what do I do with 4x cubed minus 8x? Set that equal to 0. So I can factor out of 4x.
X squared minus 4.
X squared minus 2. So x equals 0, and x equals plus or minus the square root of 2. Okay, those are places that are zeros.
Oh, we have to do the line thingy.
Yeah, the number line thingy to figure out increasing and decreasing. So 0, negative root 2, root 2. And I need to do some test points. How many test points?
Negative 1.
I think I would just test 1 if I really wanted to be simple about things. So f prime at 1 is negative. I can, in the factored form or in the top form, it's negative. So that means that is decreasing from 0 to root 2. Now, I can test all the other intervals, or I can know what the shortcut is. You know what the shortcut is?
The odd.
They alternate. When do they not alternate? So we better be careful.
Evens.
Yeah, double root. In fact, that's sort of the question of number 47. You peek down here. The total number of local maximums and minimums. They want you to say 3, but if you're paying attention to 2 and 4,
Oh, it's 1.
it's 1, because those would not be a change of sign at those spots. It would only be at x equals 0, so there's only one min or max. Now I'm jumping between problems here. Nick?
So it feels like negative 4x plus x to the 4th, but that's a double root. Like how does a double root work?
A double root would be if one of these occurred twice. So if I had x minus 2 squared, then x equals 2 happens twice.
Or it happens 4 times. That's 6 times. So if it's raised to the even power.
And then it doesn't change signs. It's a bounce on the graph.
Yeah, it's.
So it's either positive, positive, or negative, negative, but it's not changing.
But isn't that still a...
That's not the case here. These are all changing, so I can just, maybe it would have been better to put them down here. So I've got a minimum at the root 2's and a maximums at 0. So there's 1 max
2
and 2 mins. 2 mins.
It mixes them up sometimes.
This is crazy. Okay, and then the no ones are definitely out. 2 minimums and 1 maximum, so it's A.
Oh,
So again, that one wasn't a hard one, but we haven't done that in a really long time.
you're telling me.
How would we do inflection points?
F double prime.
F double prime changes signs, and so it's kind of the same process,
You just have to take...
except for the second derivative. 48 through 50. Position of a particle.
Oh, I know this one.
I don't think I'm going to do all of. Actually, we're going to do part of this. What does it mean when the particle's at rest?
The velocity is 0.
The velocity is
Which
0.
is the derivative of s.
Yep, and v is ds dt.
It's s v.
Okay, hold on. Let me get through what I want to say here, and then
Okay.
I'll give you some time to work on these 3. Velocity is increasing. What does that mean we're looking for? Or when would that be true?
Positive.
The derivative of the equation.
Okay, but positive v doesn't necessarily mean it's increasing,
When
right? You could be approaching a light and slowing down. Your velocity is positive, but it's decreasing.
When acceleration and velocity are the same.
Oh yeah.
That is question number 50. The speed is increasing.
Yeah.
That's when v and a have similar signs or have same signs.
Oh, were you not asking about 50?
No, I was asking about 49.
Okay, never mind.
So 50 is velocity and acceleration have the same sign. That's kind of the weird one where you're speeding up forward or speeding up backwards. If your velocity and acceleration match, you have the same sign. How about we're still stuck on this velocity is increasing thing, though? Well, when we want to know if f is increasing, we take the derivative of f. So v is increasing when v prime is positive. But we have a better name for v prime
Acceleration.
than v prime, yeah. So we want to know where acceleration is positive. All right, so take a couple minutes to do 48, 49, 50. We kind of briefly reviewed the concepts there. Mia, what does a point of inflection mean? Yeah, well, officially point of inflection is it changes signs. But it's going to change signs when it's 0. So really we're looking for where is y prime equal to 0. And then we'll make sure that it changes signs there. So that's one of those, we have to be careful. If it was a double root, it wouldn't change signs, it'd be 0. So we'll have to be careful when we get there. So first derivative. keep picking on people. Trey, how about a first derivative?
4x cubed.
Yep.
Plus, so would it be 2bx
Yes.
and then plus 8?
Yes. Find somebody who's here. Nick, how about a second derivative?
12x squared plus 26.
Oops, that's a 2b. Sorry.
2b.
No, b's a constant.
B is a constant, so I don't have to worry about it. So you're right to be thinking about that, but B is a constant.
So just 2.
2b.
Or
Because
not.
x we're taking the
because it's
derivative
larger.
of.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, we're taking the derivative with respect to x. What must be the value of b? We want both of those things to be 0. So, let's see. So 12x squared plus 2b equals 0.
I factored it
Do you
in
want to
both,
solve?
but it doesn't
Yeah,
do
well,
anything.
that doesn't really help. It's nothing wrong with doing that.
It doesn't really help though.
So I've got two equations. I've got some serious algebra going on here.
Does this one deserve the stamp?
It does. I think I'm just going to solve for b and plug it in there. I think that's going to be the
That's
easiest.
smart.
B is negative 6x squared. And then I'll plug it into the other one. This is definitely a calculus is easy, algebra is hard question.
This isn't one of the problems where you can set them equal to one another, correct?
What's that again?
This isn't one of the problems when you can set them equal to each other, right? You just solve for b and then plug in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could set them equal to each other, but that wouldn't help because you'd still have b and x. I mean, you could set them equal to each other because they're both equal to 0, but you still would have x and b in there. So 4x cubed plus 2 times negative 6x squared times x plus 8 equals 0. Now let's see if they did us any favors here. So 4x cubed minus 12x cubed is negative 8x cubed. Yeah, 4 minus 12 is negative 8. So 8x cubed equals 8. So x has to equal 1.
So, oh, okay. So that would give us the value of b in that situation.
Well, we found x equals, let's be careful.
Yeah.
What is the value of b?
Yeah.
So x is equal to 1,
Yeah.
and b then is equal to
Negative 6.
negative 6.
That's why I was confused.
Yep. Read the directions. Read the question. Reread the question.
Double stamp. Bam, bam.
Yeah, and then calculus easy, algebra's hard, but then it's like algebra is hard, but frequently they throw you
A bone.
a bone there. Like stuff works out. It factors. It solves easy, and so not all the time, but especially on the no calculator, like it has to work out. And so you kind of get this a little bit of a bonus there at the end. If it works out, that means you may have gotten it right as long as you answer the correct question. Yep, last one, mean value theorem. So what does mean value theorem mean?
It means it goes in. It's in between 2 points, so it has to be there.
Okay.
That's how they give you a ticket on that super long bridge in Louisiana.
Yes, you remembered all of that?
No, because we went over it during spring break, so I
What
told my mom.
what do I do with, how do I find,
We find f of 1 and f of whatever other point.
yep, f of 1 and f of 6, but let's back up even before that. The mean value theorem is a slope thing, and it's that the algebra slope equals the calculus slope. Somewhere between 1 and 6. So find values of c between 1 and 6 that satisfy the mean value theorem. So I need to find the algebra slope and the calculus slope. So yeah, Luna, you were on your way to finding the algebra slope with f of 6 and f of 1. And once again, they've kind of thrown us a bone here. You plug in 6.
You get 6.
7 minus 1 is 6. You plug in 1.
You get 1.
you get 1. So 6 minus 1, those are my y values, over 6 minus 1, my x values,
5 over 5. And so
is
forth.
1. So my algebra slope is 1. Excuse me, yes, 1. I said 1, wrote the wrong thing. Algebra slope is 1.
Calculus slope.
Calculus slope will come from this.
Which we have to take the derivative of.
Yep, I'm going to rewrite that as 6x to the negative 1, so I don't mess up the derivative. So f prime is 6x to the negative 2, also known as 6 over x squared. So move things around. X squared equals 6. Square root both sides. And plus or minus square root of 6 is not my answer.
What? Why? Oh, because it has to be between 1 and 6.
It's got to be between 1 and 6. So we did all that right. And from the very beginning, we should have thrown out.
Because it has.
It's not between 1 and 6. So
Because it's negative.
throw that one out.
So it has to be
In
the
fact,
plus.
6 and 6 over 7 has to be thrown out as well.
Yeah, it has to be A because that's. Yeah.
All right, so you've got a few left to do, half or so.